Hello and welcome back. I'm back from traveling, and I will be contacting everyone who reached out for readings, workshop information, and Higher Consciousness Café connections. I want to thank everybody again for watching and just let you know how much I appreciate all the comments and everybody viewing the messages. So this week, when I tuned in to get the message for us, I heard big. The theme for this week is big. Big shifts. We are at the precipice, they said. Some of us will run from the edge, while others will run off the edge and take a leap of faith. As we cross the divide from fear to love, our perceptions of reality also shift. This will manifest in timelines shifting, shifts in personal relationships, work situations, and for many economic circumstances will change. For those shrinking back into fear patterns, there will be a downward shift, resulting in tension, greater struggle to maintain the status quo, and deteriorating relationships as anger comes to the fore. So for me, what this meant was shifts in perception. As I traveled this time and I flew on Memorial Day, I knew that everything was going to be smooth. I didn't experience any of the difficulties that others did in terms of canceled flights or being grounded or large delays, missing connections. In all the traveling that I did over the last month, I only had a 1-hour delay. And that actually worked out because we were able to avoid some traffic. So again, shifts can be positive for us, and they can also be negative depending upon our perceptions. The next thing they said was big changes. Big changes taking place on the national and world stage. We will be informed through different internal and external outlets of major changes that are taking place or will take place. We're not going to see the resulting actions immediately, but we will have the opportunity to become aware of them if we are open to new information. At this time, I really encourage you to make a strong and true connection with your higher self soul, as you will want to be connected in order to discern truth from deception, because there's going to be a lot of that out there in a big way. My Foundation Workshop series begins on July 18th and is an excellent series of 4 classes that will help you make a deeper connection to your intuition and shift you into a higher frequency. I'm going to post the link in the details below, and I hope you'll seriously consider the workshop. Lastly, we've got big leaps in consciousness. The energy coming into the planet, along with astrological configurations and downpouring of soul energy, will facilitate leaps in consciousness for those who are able to process and hold the new frequencies. I think that's mostly everybody watching this, if not all of us. These are going to come in waves over the next 3 weeks. And the way I saw the waves, well, the way that you see waves on an ocean coming into the shore, they are relentless. And so you'll have a wave of energy come in, you'll have an opportunity to balance it out, and then the next wave comes right behind us. So things are picking up in a rapid manner. And we'll talk more about that when we get into the July frequencies, because these waves are going to carry us into July. These are big upgrades, and it will be necessary to reduce inner and outer stresses as much as possible. You can hear in my voice that my body is working through cold symptoms due to the outer stresses on it from travel and upended routines. I didn't sleep in my own bed for a month, and that really had an impact on the stressors for my body. Along with the inner processing of increased energies coming in, it affected all of my bodies, both physical and non-physical. So if you are experiencing cold systems, don't panic. You're going through an upgrade, and your body is doing everything it can to process all those increased frequencies. They said these leaps in consciousness will manifest as greater creativity in any aspect of your life in which it is directed, whether that's hobbies, music, work projects, writing, business, or even creating a harmonious environment. You may find the sudden urge to redecorate. I just tossed all of my own dinnerware and bought a whole new set. And I'm really happy about that. That was an easy change for me to look at something different, reflecting the changes that have happened inside of me. So for you, it may be something like that, or it might be something different. But as we integrate the new frequencies, we're going to find new approaches to old situation. And rising above the current chaos all around us will be easier at this time. And Lord knows it's going to get really chaotic out there. So we need this centering. We can more easily see the larger picture and release patterns and behaviors that no longer serve us. So big change means big release, right? This is an evolutionary leap, particular and personal to each person based on their current state of consciousness. Everybody evolves at their own pace, not all at the same pace, because that would really be chaotic. Manifesting is going to be as simple as a thought now for those of us who are ready to move into that kind of frequency where we are manifesting without fear. A friend of mine was traveling in Europe, and he'd spent a couple of weeks in the place that he went to, just kind of getting used to the area, stayed within, did some work, put together some classes, etc., meditated, and then had the thought that he would really like to get out and make connections with the people in the new area that he was in the different country, but didn't really have a plan on how to do that. Well, the next day, he was guided to go to a meetup and made a connection with an extremely spiritual person, and a fast friendship was formed, and all of a sudden, everything opened up. And so a simple thought of, I'm feeling a little isolated and I would like to get out and meet others was all it took to create all that momentum and start all those events in action. And it can be as simple and as easy as that for you. So big changes will be occurring all the time. And while many of us will ride the wave of change closer to our true nature and soul, some will tumble and be tossed by the shifts ahead. For those engulfed in fear and distrust of all things occurring, they're going to retreat into crystallized habits and thought patterns, digging in and exerting even more energy and will to maintain their status quo. Remember, everyone reacts differently to new information and changing circumstances. Our task is to be ready to guide and assist when they are finally ready to make the leap. Until then, our most powerful and loving support is to hold the vision of our loved ones in light and transitioning into a better life for everyone involved. I can't stress how important prayer and envisioning light around our loved ones is going to be important going forward. It is our strongest and best tool to assist those on the evolutionary path that we are on. So in the future, for us and for me, I'm going to be holding the Higher Consciousness Café on July 1st. That's a Monday. And if you are interested in connecting, you can reach out to me. I'll post the information below. Soul Patterning Workshop is going to take place on August 17th, and I would encourage anyone who wants to make that connection for their own healing of self and others and the exponential increase in their own evolutionary progress to check out the class and connect with me. Until next week, I'm happy to be back, and I welcome you. Many blessings to everyone out there.